Bingo.
Help us! Get us out of here! Emergency beam up now!
These are the antibodies, the guard dogs of the Tesselector.
Justice mode activating.
The Tesselector is a sort of, not exactly a spaceship, it's a replica of any person that they, or anything that they choose it to be, but they are inside it.
Okay, I'm trapped inside a giant robot replica of my wife.
Welcome. When somebody who doesn't have the correct permissions wanders into an area of the ship, they rise out and seek them out.
Leave him to the antibodies.
Like a real antibody would, it comes out wherever and deals with the problem.
Welcome. You are unauthorized.
Depending on whether it's intruders or whether it's people who've been brought to justice, they deal with them in various unpleasant ways.
You will experience a tingling sensation and then death. Remain calm while your life is extracted.
The Antibodies, Millennium Effects did a fantastic job of helping us design and create the antibodies.
One of the thoughts about the whole look of the episode and the Tesselector was that it'd be like a submarine. The sets are like really low ceilings and things like this, so the feeling is that submarine feel, and we were kind of trying to think what these antibodies could be, and in the original script they were like people. But that didn't feel right.
They couldn't ever look or feel like members of the crew. They had to feel like part of the machinery.
We kicked around a lot of ideas, and eventually the idea of these kind of some form of robot. But rather than a full Cyberman type thing, we kind of, pitched in this idea of a jellyfish. We got that slight aquatic thing going on, so I suggested a jellyfish type thing. You kind of naturally feel a bit fearful of a jellyfish because you think it's going to come up and sting you. You know, it's something you avoid. So the feeling was it could fly around the set, appear anywhere, and then that's where we came up with the idea that they're actually built into the set, so they look like part of the structure.
Hello for you, mate!
It was really important to me that, as the sort of monster inside the Tesselector, that it felt that they came out of the ship itself. We came up with the idea of embedding them into the floor, sort of within the gantries and within the set of the Tesselector bridge, so that they really felt like they were part of the ship.
Right, we're going to coordinate that a bit better. Yeah, it's a bit wobbly. Yeah.
And they're dotted around the ship. They are built into the set everywhere. You can see little gaps in the set where we've built holes for them to rise out of.
That's better. Beautiful. Yeah.
Welcome. You are unauthorized. Your death will now be implemented.
There was a big discussion whether to do CGI or whether to make them practical effects.
45, take 6.
And, CGI effects have been done very successfully in the past, but you're very limited to the number of shots you can do with them because of costs.
And up we come.
Also, you're forced a lot of the time to lock the camera down. We wanted to be able to have the freedom to move things around.
Action, Tim.
There's a scariness to the physicality of seeing it next to you. It was nice to have something you could kind of touch and see to work out how to shoot these sequences.
What is that?
I don't know, it's in your head.
Look, we come in peace!
When has that ever worked?
Please cooperate in your officially sanctioned termination. It is normal to experience fear during your incineration.
Stop! Alright, Sonic, what are you doing? I don't know.
Okay, psychic interface, just point and think.
I know, but what do I think?
I don't know! It's okay. Stay still and don't move.
So right now, these dudes can rise up.
But that's it, they can't move forward at this point.
If we want to move it somewhere else, we shall have to come up with another rig for that in here.
Movement-wise, they've got to float and hover and move around like this, so we've got a couple of ways of doing that.
428, take 4.
They move around with a variety of tricks. We've got this one here is on a pole, and so you just disguise the pole, keep it on the bottom of the frame.
It will be on a dolly track and moved around like this, or it might be handheld.
We have ones that work off wires, sort of stealing tricks from Thunderbirds.
And we've got a pole arm system here. So that would be above it, and you'd be able to hover.
We have various different mounts that can go in the side or the back, so depending on which angle you want to shoot them from, you can conceal them.
Okay, let's turn over then, please.
Hang up.
It's quite old school, you know. In the days of CGI, we're actually going quite practical and old school with this.
Sometimes the old tricks are the best.
Action cam. You are authorized. Your existence will continue.
What we'll have is an extra wire off just to stop it spinning. How are you doing that?
It was difficult to control them because, you know, it's not like a guy in a suit. You can't just say, hello, Mr. Antibody, if you'd like to stand there and walk there and look menacing, that'd be lovely. There's one person with a remote control, and there's another person either on a ladder with a pole or a jib arm, or there's someone on the floor out of shot underneath, kind of with their hands on the pole, turning it round and pushing it forwards and backwards. So, and then if you've got, you know, 3 antibodies in one shot, there's sort of 6 or 7 people there all trying to wrangle these monsters towards their victims.
Extra 2, 3, 1, take 2.
What this can do is, to give it some more character, he's got some eyes, so I'll just switch them on.
Here we go. Action forward.
They had laser lights for eyes that would sort of zip around really fast and could kind of adjust, give the impression that it was looking in different directions.
And they do, if you get a bit of Atmos in there, you can see the beams.
Yeah. Oh, because they're proper laser pointers.
Yeah. So you always at least know which way he's looking, and he can follow things around and look at what's going on.
You know, they weren't just red spots; they were actual lasers. So you could see at times the lasers kind of coming out through the mist in the environment, and sometimes even the laser sights themselves playing on the victims that they were targeting.
Remain calm while your life is extracted.
Keep running! I don't know, just run!
We've got these nice blue lights below, and then we've also got the tentacles.
Their tentacles would, you know, thrash when you press the right button on the remote control.
Oh, the blue lights! Okay, it looks like it's
You know, in the Fast and the Furious, it's got like the neons underneath.
Different speeds. So you can get angry. So just be hovering and searching around.
You are unauthorized. Your death will now be implemented. You are unauthorized. Your death will now be...
amazing. Did you know it's the glow? I love the glow. You give the impression that it's something inside and that it's alive.
Only 2 life forms remain. This will be rectified.
It's really good. I'm hoping that they'll drift up and then one of them will sort of head that way a bit.
Okay, Captain, release her now or I take down the whole tessellator.
And then maybe they'll both encroach on the skipper or something like that.
The antibodies were difficult and it was time consuming, but it was really, really good fun. And I was pleased with the effect that we got from them when they were finished. You know, I thought they were kind of sweet and yet creepy and scary all at the same time, which was perfect, really.
Because just I love the idea of cards and they go, these 2 things coming towards us. If that's possible.
Cease. You will experience a tingling sensation and then death.